To help figure out how we all, especially productive entrepreneurs especially, can leverage the things you're doing so that we can all sleep better and be more productive.
So let's talk about Youngry for 1 second, Ash. So for an audience of folks who are young, entrepreneurial, and aggressive, which is what I used to be before I got old.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm a surgeon, but I would invent devices. I was very entrepreneurial and trying to get them to go. And I always sacrificed my sleep. In fact, I was taught in medicine that you wanted to be so reflexive in your actions that you didn't have to sleep. So if you didn't sleep all night long when doing open heart surgery, imagine taking someone's heart out of their body while you haven't slept at all in 24 hours. You should be just like a studly thing to do.
Right.
It turned out to be the opposite. You make more mistakes, not surprisingly. There's sometimes lethal mistakes, catastrophic ones, and that happens in business as well. And the stakes get bigger as you get more successful. So if you train yourself to be able to use sleep as a weapon, one of the arrows in your quiver you can pull out and shoot when you need to, because you not only are more creative, which will happen when you sleep, but you're able to go longer when you need to, because sometimes you have to. And most importantly, you avoid chronic illnesses, things that you don't think are even in any way related to sleep problems, high blood pressure, irregular heartbeats, strokes, problems that you don't want to deal with, but believe me, they happen if you go a life without sleeping correctly.
And how do you manage your time? Because you're doing 10,000 things.
This is the most important thing I'm going to say to you. It's not about time management. It's about energy management.
Energy management.
If you do things that give you chi, that give you life force, you can do them all day long. Hopefully most of the entrepreneurs watching right now, they're hungry for energy. But they don't have to be juggling their time all the time, because if things not giving you energy, stop doing it. And the most powerful word in the English language, listen carefully, no.
Okay.
Sometimes you just got to say no, not because I don't care about you, but because I care about you so much that I won't be able to give you what you deserve, so we're not going to do it. So when I get asked to do events frequently, and I can't do many these days, I'll just say no. You deserve better than what I would give you. Okay. And you may not think that's the case, but you will after I'm done. So the answer is no. And then people say, thank you, and then they move on. And then you have your life back.
What about people that are so high productive all day? Like, let's say you're an executive for sales and you're hustling and you're making it rain, but you have that energy when you get home. And haven't you met people who are like, I can't sleep when I get home because I'm so excited about the day, so excited about trying to conquer the next day?
I am that person.
How do you conquer that then?
Well, I do a couple of things. First of all, I find in my own life that I'm a really, really go-getter during the daytime. But when I get home, I do feel like it's taking it down a little bit. I mean, I have that frenetic energy still, absolutely. But the puppy dog excitement to go out there and do stuff, not quite as much. And I'll tell you, a good way of figuring out is, do you want to go work out? And do the 5 miles you did that morning at night? And most people say, well, I'm not that excited. I'm not that energetic. So there's a difference between excitement and energy. And you want to differentiate that. The other thing is there's some rituals you get into. And rituals seem off, why am I going to bother? The rituals are why you're successful right now. Your ritual, you get up, you eat your breakfast, you go to work on time, you pay attention to the emails you get, right? You don't ignore people who are important to you, and you take care of your relationships hopefully as well. So those rituals you need to expand into your own personal life when it comes to sleep. So when I get home at night, I try to eat early because I feel I sleep better. I just feel better in general. And then I'll either read meditation. I start to do stuff that take me in a different direction. I will always work at night. Okay. But I begin to shift gears a little bit. And I try not to do the most creative things I have to do late at night. Yeah. One, that jazzes me up. Two, I don't do it as well.
Okay. So, question about your presentation. So for those who didn't see, we Facebook Lived it, but it was amazing. He gave this presentation. He co-founded an amazing product and research study that's going to help provide this solution so that we can all better sleep. What is next for you on this project?
So I want to continue to gather information from millions of Americans about what's really happening when you go to bed at night. Historically, our data around sleep was in two ways. Either you went to a hospital and laid in the lab, and that's not very much fun, and people don't do it. You only do it for one night anyway. Or you sort of told us how you did, which isn't very accurate. Because you don't really know exactly how you slept. You know how you feel when you got up, but you don't know if you're in stage 1, REM sleep, deep sleep. You don't actually understand what woke you up in the middle of the night. Did your loved one kick you? Did the dog get in the bed? Did the lights turn on? Was there an alarm? You don't really know what happened. So we can actually pull that together and give you an actual grade. The average grade for America is a 77.
That's a C.
A C. And this is a really accurate number. And what does that mean? Well, if you're not sleeping the 7 hours you should be, the chance of being in a fatal car accident skyrockets. In fact, a fifth at least of all car accidents that are fatal have sleeplessness as a problem. You fell asleep at the wheel and drove off the cliff. Maybe you took some friends with you. So these are catastrophic issues that we need to get more serious about. But there are all kinds of other problems that we're identifying with sleep. But the beauty is we're actually finding out what matters and what doesn't matter. Because guess what? Not everything's equally important. As an example, I thought coffee was a catastrophe, right? And it turns out it's not. If you drink less than 4 cups of coffee a day, you lose 8 minutes of sleep. Not a big deal. Now, more than 4 cups a day, you lose 26 minutes of sleep. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Alcohol turns out to be actually good. Please don't go out and drink. But listen carefully. I'm just giving you the data. This is Sergeant Friday here, just the data man. That if you can drink 1 or 2 glasses of wine, you actually get 10, 12, 14 minutes more sleep.
Okay.
Now, the sleeping pills, on average, give you less than 10 minutes of extra sleep. So these are significant magnitude impacts. One of the best things to do, of course, is to exercise, but you don't need hours and hours. Half an hour was the best. So if you exercise half an hour, you end up sleeping almost half an hour more at night. So just get the half an hour sleep that you need. And just those little bits of activity recharge you a little bit. And I tell you, my personal secret is I do 2 shows a day.
Wow.
That's a secret to syndicated television. You do 2 in a day, that way you're not working every day. And in between the 2 shows, I nap.
Wow.
And that recharges me for the second show. I'm not groggy. It's a short nap, 10, 15 minutes, but I feel like a new person. That's why I don't have to drink coffee.
Okay. Well, my last question, because I know you have a bazillion interviews and you're here talking to the world, is so Youngry means young in spirit, hungry in ambition, basically. And what is your advice for that Youngry, that early stage creator, entrepreneur type? Yourself, if you pretend I was that version of you, what would you say to me?
A lot of folks who are Youngry are going to have to get their ideas heard by others and hopefully influence them to change.
Okay.
People don't change based on what they know. They change based on how they feel.
Okay.
Get people to feel differently about you and what you're doing, and they'll come along for the ride. That's true leadership.
Well, thank you so much, sir.
All right? Take care.
Take
Stay
care.
washed.